Evening, folks, and welcome to worship here at Sandyford. This is, I will admit, feeling a little bit strange for me. Lockdown has always been a bit strange for recording, but even so, more so for me this week, as I am recording before I even go away on holiday, so I'm a bit in advance. And if I do get anything that is out of date, then I do apologise. Big thanks to Michael Healy for coming and sharing with us last week, and I hope it wasn't too confusing jumping into Mark's Gospel having been in Luke. And this is the penultimate week of Dear Theo. We will be finishing Luke's Gospel next Sunday evening, and then we're going to be having a 6-week break. After that, there'll be a bit of a surprise. I haven't sorted out all the details yet of what we're doing, but I'll let you know next week before we dive in the following week. So we'll have 6 weeks of something different, and then at the beginning of June on Pentecost Sunday we're going to be starting back in Dear Theo, looking at the book of Acts. And if you've got one of the bookmarks, then, or if you're looking at the guide in the front of the book, then you continue to be able to follow through as we move into the second part of this two-header. We've almost had, this is our 6-week ice cream break. Quickly go to the toilets, get a drink, like you get at the theatre, and then the bell will ring and we all need to get back into our seats, and we'll head into the book of Acts. And the two go together quite importantly. And we've been thinking all the way through in Luke, what does it mean to be a disciple of Jesus? And we're going to take that, and as we look into Acts, we're going to be asking a very similar question, but actually, what does it mean to be a missional disciple? That is, what does it mean to be a disciple who actually carries on the mission of Christ, that carries on the sharing of the gospel? And what does it mean to share the gospel in our lives and to live a life that shares the gospel, not just be part of events where it happens, not just have to stand on a street corner or whatever you imagine evangelism to mean, but actually to live a life that reflects the gospel, which is what we're all called to be. That's actually really part of what it is to be a disciple, but it's very much thinking about having looked at some of these ideas of what it is to be a disciple, to then go on and say, okay, and how do we live that life of a disciple in a way that proclaims the gospel, that is missional. So hopefully that won't be too scary for you, and that will be starting up in a couple months' time. But today, of course, is Palm Sunday. Not that we've really done much in the way of a Palm Sunday celebration, but it is Palm Sunday, and we've obviously skipped over the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem a few weeks ago, actually, in our reading of Luke's Gospel, and it's good just at this moment, even though we're not even going to be reading the passage today, but it is good to stop and to pause, remember this momentous occasion. And it's so easy, because we already know what happens. We always have a tendency to look at this passage with kind of this almost cynical hindsight. We know that the crowd shouting hallelujahs on this day will very shortly be the ones that are shouting crucify him, and it's easy to always think of Palm Sunday in those eyes. But let's start tonight instead by taking it at face value, the way those early disciples experienced it, a glorious victory, a true I was there moment, something that certainly at the time they would have thought, here is a story I would be able to share for generations. I was there. They'll be able to tell your grandkids and your great grandkids, I was there on that day when Jesus rode into Jerusalem. So let's capture that excitement as we come to worship tonight, because Jesus was and is the King. He deserves to be worshipped. He deserves the hallelujahs. So let's do that now.